What's up, everybody? Welcome to Real Talk, where we're here to really talk about Alien Covenant, a movie that I wasn't that excited about until I saw the trailers. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say, like, these were the best trailers I've ever seen in my life, but they looked to me like they were going back to the Alien roots of that more horror, sci-fi type of feel, like the first Alien was, and which is the reason why that first Alien is actually my favorite of the entire franchise. See, for me personally, I'm not as big of a fan as the second Alien, which is Aliens, because of the more action route they took with it. I still think it's a good movie, but to me, like, the horror element in the first Alien definitely stuck with me more. And so when I saw in the trailer that it seemed like it, okay? I'm not gonna say it was exactly like it, but it seemed like it in the trailer. They were going back to those more horror roots. I got a little bit excited. And I think that is what they did for a majority of this movie. And I appreciated that about the movie, but they did switch it up a little bit in the second half, and they did go a little bit of action. Now, I was a little bit lost on some of the story points throughout there because, stupidly, I had never watched Prometheus before I watched this movie. I actually watched Prometheus afterwards, and I found out that I like Prometheus better than I like Alien Covenant. The places where Alien Covenant succeeded to me the most was easily, by far, number one, the action, which was just amazing to me. I mean, whenever one of these aliens was on the screen, and by the way, I won't go any deeper in that, just in case you don't know, but whenever one of these aliens was on the screen, it was disgusting, terrifying, and awesome all at the same time. And I'm telling you guys, be ready for some blood, be ready for some gore. I thought that was utilized perfectly. Usually I'm not one of these people that likes to go to a movie and see so much gore, but it really, really works because these aliens, even in the first one, okay, the first one, they're just absolutely disgusting. They disgust me. And they do it just as much, even if not more, in this movie. I mean, the gore is just used perfectly. And it was actually kind of unexpected. Another great part of the movie was Michael Fassbender. He was very strong as David and the other guy, I forget his name. Like I said, I had not watched Prometheus before I watched this movie, so I didn't know exactly what David's intentions were, though it became clear pretty quickly in this movie. And I only found David to be even more interesting. He was by far the most interesting character in this movie, and he was also by far the most interesting character in Prometheus, and Michael Fassbender did a great job as David in both movies. And the thing is, there was another android that literally was just Michael Fassbender, and he did a good job of playing both of them separately and differently. But some of the negatives with this movie come when the plot really becomes what all the other Alien movies were, and it's people notice something suspicious, go to a planet, and they're terrorized by aliens. We've seen this literally in this franchise. We've probably seen it now at least 3 times. So it got a little old. And once we get past that, you really have a bunch of characters that really aren't too interesting. There's not much story. There's not much backstory. There's not much you can hook onto them. And I don't think the movie does a good job with that. But I will say that there was some decent performances by some of the people, specifically Danny McBride. Oh, and the movie did this stupid shit where, I mean, it just made it really obvious when everybody would die. Like, literally, it was like, hey, let's split up, gang. And literally, I think every single time somebody split up, they died. I thought really that was ridiculous. It was actually kind of weird experience with this movie because once I left the movie, I sat there thinking like, hey, I actually liked that. And when I started going over the reasons why I thought I liked it or why I thought it really stuck out to me as a good movie, it was actually really hard to come up with a lot of reasons at all. And the more and more I thought about it, and still the more and more I think about it, I'm kind of thinking that it's really not that good of a movie. I mean, it was definitely entertaining. I said the action was amazing. There was a couple of nice performances in the movie, and Michael Fassbender's character was interesting. But really, it is more of the same with the Alien franchise, and I can't really give it anything more than a 3.2 out of 5. Alright, so let me know what you guys think about Alien Covenant. Oh, and before I go, how could I not mention another one of the pros I had about the movie, which was just Ridley Scott's directing and his ability to make movies look amazing. I mean, once they get to the planet and you have like all that scenery, man, it just looks amazing. Ridley Scott did a great job with that. Alright, so like I said, let me know what you guys think about the movie in the comment section if you've seen it. As always, thank you for watching. Do me a favor and like, share, comment, subscribe, and all those things. Listen, don't be mad at anything I've just said. I'm just keeping it real.